your property tax when you get home and you go to bed, and now you're going to ask for more? How dare you?
When the gas tax vote came up, I had to do what I thought was right for the families that I represent.
Democrat Assemblyman Rudy Salas of Bakersfield is learning that voting your conscience and looking out for constituents at the state capitol can be costly. When Salas voted no on the California gas tax, the highest tax increase in the state history, it came with a hefty price tag. Salas was stripped of his chairmanship as head of the Assembly's Business and Professions Committee by Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon. It's a punishment tactic critics say is becoming more frequent at the state capitol. Rendon declined to defend his strong-arm tactics. To strip Rudy Salas of his committee chair.
I'm not going to talk about that right now. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Salas says tremendous pressure from the Democratic leadership and the governor did very little to sway his vote.
All members voted. Desire to vote?
Yeah, I knew that there would be some type of repercussions, and I know I represent families that are in poverty, and they're just above the poverty line, and they're hardworking families, and they're struggling, and I had to take that all into consideration.
If you're a Democrat legislator and you don't do what leadership tells you to do, they have multiple ways to punish you.
I'll take any questions you may have, but not too many.
Do not cross the California leadership at any cost. John Capel with Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association calls this type of political mentality corrupt, unethical, and abusive to the people of California.
Slimy politics is redundant. There's a lot of pretty nasty stuff that happens here in Sacramento, and I think more and more people are becoming aware of that.
The gas tax bill was jammed through legislation with only 1 week's notice. Those critical of the law say the governor broke his promise to voters.
We have to live within our means.
It violated Governor Brown's promise not to raise taxes without a vote of the people.
And no new taxes without voter approval.
Jerry Brown.
What do you think about that? Salas is not alone.
You have to ask the governor about that.
Democrat Senator Steve Glazer refused to vote for the tax, voting no instead, and was abruptly punished. Senate President Pro Tem Kevin DeLeon told Glazer to step down from his committee chair. Like Rendon, DeLeon refused to explain or defend his dictatorial action. To Senator Glazer to step down from his committee.
And that's an internal caucus decision, and we don't divulge those types of decisions.
Glazer refused to comment on camera, but sent a tweet of his resignation, saying his constituents strongly opposed using funds for a bullet train instead of addressing immediate transportation needs.
He actually voted his conscience and stood up for what he believed was the right thing.
California needs.
As for Assemblyman Rudy Salas, he says he'll continue to fight the good fight for the people he represents. To him, it's the right thing to do. From the state capitol, this is Sherry Gyro reporting.